Ross from Moshville Times here, and I'm here with Rav from Skinny Knowledge. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good man. So you've just had the band has just had their second album. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we've had a lot of positive feedback, a lot of good reviews. Fans seem to be enjoying it as well. So yeah, really good.
And how did people take it, especially with it having such a different sound from the first one?
Yeah, it's definitely heavier. I think it's kind of shown the sort of evolution of the band. I think we've kind of stayed true to our roots, but developed a bit more into that sort of heavier side of things. So and yeah, as I said, the fans seem to appreciate it. So yeah.
And the artwork for it is it's so simple yet effective. What inspired it, and was there any other ideas thrown around?
Yeah, there was a few, and I think in the end we decided that we wanted to just keep it quite simple. And then Andy sort of came up with the design just on Photoshop, and sort of had a kind of few different variations of the same design, and that was the eventual one that we went with. So yeah.
And one of the songs on the album is called Strikeout, and it's described as going to a punk show whilst experiencing heartbreak. Have you experienced such a situation yourself?
Not personally, no. That was one that Andy wrote, but I mean, I have been to punk shows where you just whether it's heartbreak or whatever else you've got going on in life, you just want to let loose and go a bit mental and crazy. So yeah, definitely know the feeling.
Yeah, has there been any memorable shows that you've been to that have been like that?
The so me, Andy, and Max went to Limp Bizkit over summer. That was pretty crazy,
Yeah, I
and a
can
good one.
imagine.
So some steam, yeah.
So quite a few songs sound like they could have featured in the old Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, I felt like when I listened to the album. Was there any of those bands or that music that was a specific inspiration?
I guess like just kind of growing up. I mean, similar sort of games. I always used to play SSX. The snowboarding ones. So like bands like Billy Talent, Yellow Card, obviously. They sort of have an influence on me musically in that sort of punkier style. So yeah.
And Disobey sounds like it could have come from like an early Queens of the Stone Age album. Was that the intention behind that song?
So again, Andy wrote that one and sort of came up with a riff. He was messing about with, I don't know if you know, Stacked Actors by Foo Fighters.
Yeah, yeah.
That riff, it's in that drop A, and got that really sort of heavy sound. And I think he was sort of just messing about with that, and then sort of developed the Disobey riff from that.
Uh, and then obviously as well, Too Scared to Live sounds a bit like Prime Green Day as well. We've got that in there as well. So obviously the band's from Bournemouth. What's the music scene like there?
Yeah, I mean it's quite varied. You've got there's quite a lot of sort of solo acoustic covers, performers and stuff. So there's always live music on and about somewhere. Bands wise, you got local bands sort of like South of Salem, SOS, Saints of Sin, and Hightown Parade. So yeah, there's a good rock scene, sort of covering a few sort of different genres within rock. So yeah.
Nice one. So although the band's quite alternative and pop punk leaning, you feature quite a bit on like heavier bills and like classic rock festivals and stuff like that. How did the crowds take to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one because, as you say, we're not sort of really pigeonholed into a specific kind of genre. We've got sort of elements of that classic rock. We've got elements to the punkier Green Day stuff, and then the more heavier side of things as well. So I think generally, like we played the Maid of Stone Festival over summer, and got a really good reception there. Obviously, that was sort of quite sort of classic rock focused as well. But yeah, I think we've got elements of enough different places that people can sort of appreciate different parts of it. So yeah.
Speaking of Maid of Stone, though, what was it like to be like the first band on the first day of a brand new festival?
Yeah, I mean, we were a bit sort of worried about it. Obviously, like, we had to leave at 5 in the morning, I think it was, to drive up there. So we were all knackered. We were like, oh, it's going to be really quiet because, we were the first band on. And I think things kind of worked in our favor. Like, we were inside in a tent and it had started raining. So I think people were just sort of getting up, getting a coffee, and then looking for somewhere dry to go stand for a bit.
Yeah.
So we ended up with a really good crowd, but then had a lot of positive feedback from it afterwards. So like loads of people say, like, oh, just thought I'd come and check it out and really enjoyed it. So yeah, yeah, really good.
So what would you be doing if you weren't in a band?
Ah, I mean, I'm quite a creative person, so I'll probably still be doing something creative. Not really sure what though. I like making things, so
Hmm.
yeah.
What about like when you're not writing and recording and out on the road? How do you spend like your free time there? What other interests you have?
So I love football. Big football fan. My dad's actually from Glasgow, so we support Celtic, and he lives in Chichester. So we'll eat in Southampton and then drive up for the games.
Nice.
Literally up and down in a day for 90 minutes of football. But got
That's
to support your
dedication.
team. So, yeah.
So
So
we're only at the start of the year. What else does the band have planned for 2024?
we've got a couple of festivals, which I'm quite excited about. I can't remember which ones we haven't announced, so, so I better not say too much. I know we've definitely announced Love Rocks, so that's a local one for us. So really
Hmm.
looking forward to it. We've also got a couple of shows in March, one in Bristol, one in London with a band called Bitter Sweethearts, and the London one is on my birthday, so really looking forward to that. A lot of my mates live in London, so
Oh, very
hopefully
good.
should be a good bit of a party there.
Yeah, sounds
So
fun.
yeah,
You've also
looking forward.
got, I'm sure I've seen you on the Station 18 bill as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're doing that one. So yeah, a little road trip to Wales is always fun. Um, so yeah, lots to look forward to.
Yeah, well, it's been great chatting to you. Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. Have a good one.